Ah, hello everyone, it's me, Freaky Mum. I'm here sitting on my squeaky stool and, and I'm having a little bit of a beer. So you might be able to hear that in my voice. Gosh, I don't know if I'm allowed to say beer on YouTube. Oh, we are? Okay. All right. Anyways, here I am. I'm sanding today. Sanding my woman sculpture. She is a female figure, and I am sanding. I'm sanding down the intercostal muscles of the rib cage to try to make them a little bit softer and more realistic. So I'm taking a piece of sandpaper there. It's 80 grit sandpaper, and I'm folding it into various shapes and ripping it into smaller pieces and whatnot to try to get in there, because at this stage of carving, I just feel like I have more control doing it by hand than with a power tool. Yeah, there's something about just doing it by hand that tends to give me much smoother planes, and the power tool, I don't know, it's pretty hard to get things really completely curved, like smooth, with a power tool. So anyways, here I am with a nice piece of sandpaper doing it the old-fashioned way. And it's going surprisingly fast. You can actually see the dust flying a little bit, especially later on in the video. You'll see the dust fly. And yeah, I thought I would talk a little bit today about we're going way back now. We're going back to college. Back in the day, Toronto. I went to Ontario College of Art long time ago. And in those days, we had an anatomy class, but the Ontario College of Art was fairly small. There were only 2 campuses, neither one was very big, and we didn't have room for, an anatomy class. Like not like there was room at the University of Toronto, and the University of Toronto is very close to the art school, so they were affiliated for classes for anatomy. So I went to, even though I was enrolled at the art school, I went to the university for anatomy classes. And excuse me, I got a sip here. There we go. And anyway, the university had an absolutely amazing collection of body parts in formaldehyde that was kept in a body part library. It was a place that was unbelievable. You wouldn't believe it if you walked in. It would just blow your mind. It was about probably around 2,000 square feet in size, filled with cabinets that had jars of every size containing every kind of anatomy you could possibly imagine of the human body, including fetuses. There was every stage of development of a fetus in a jar, in whole form. Then there were also bisected fetuses. There were also conjoined fetuses, several different forms of conjoined fetuses inside of jars. So it was a really freaky place. Then you'd walk over an aisle and you would see very large jars with human legs inside of them, arms, heads, bisected torsos, all kinds of fun stuff. So when I first walked in there, I was quite young. I believe I was 19 or 20. I can't remember quite which. And I had a little bit of trouble having my lunch that day after going to that, but I swiftly got used to it. And that was not the full extent of the anatomy course. Of course, there were also times when we sat down in classrooms and took out bones, skulls, sacrums, ribs, spinal columns, things like that. and we would sit down and we would draw them in detail in graphite, black and white. And those things were really, really helpful to help me learn anatomy. We also got to have hands-on just a little bit as well. We did not get to dissect anything, but we did get to handle body parts. We were handed out things like legs, arms. I remember one time I got an arm, and it peeled, and we would get handed out these pieces, and then we would take them to a medical examination table, a stainless steel table, and we would lay it out on the table, and we would study and we would draw for hours on end. We would draw the body part in graphite, black and white sketch. And I remember this particular arm I had. It was totally peeled of skin, all the way down to halfway down the fingertips. And halfway down the fingertips, there were clean slices all the way around the fingers, and from the mid finger down to the tip, the skin was still there, and I could still see some traces of colored nail polish on the nails of this hand. And it brought a certain element, of humanity into this piece of flesh, this arm. It was no longer just a chunk of meat. It was somebody's arm, because there was her nail polish still there on her fingers. And that just really blew my mind. Anyway, I studied that. I studied there, and I learned a lot. I also studied. Can you get the kitty? I also sorry, that's my kitty. She yells a lot. Don't worry, she's not hungry. I feed her a lot. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, body parts. Anyways, I studied that, and I learned anatomy, and I, made my sketches and drawings, and I loved it. It was great to learn in that way, because it was really a great way to learn it. There's nothing like being able to handle it yourself with your own hands. But anyway, anyways, I think I'll just, lighten the mood a little bit by playing a little bit of jazz. I think I might just mention that pretty soon I'm going to be doing some driving lessons, because I'm getting back on the road, and I haven't been driving in a number of years, but now I'm getting back on the road, taking some driving lessons, and I'm going to be getting a car or a van, I think a van, and it's going to be so much fun, and I should have all of that done by the spring. And anyways, everybody take it easy. Thanks everybody for your support on the channel, and thanks guys for being friends and just being cool and chill. And please leave a comment, and I'll talk to you later. Please listen to the jazz, and please wait to the end of the video. And if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. Thank you very much.